And George Floyd's death sparked protests around the world and jump-started a national conversation on police reform and race in America. Let's go to Alex Prashay live in George Floyd Square in Minneapolis and Kenneth Moton in D.C. with more on the impact of Floyd's death. Thank you both for being here. Alex, I want to start with you. First of all, what's it like there at George Floyd Square right now?
Well, Diane, right now, I mean, they're getting ready for today's activities. You see the cars filing in behind me. There are people out. We've got vendors set up just in front of me here. They built a stage where there's going to be a concert later. And I will say that this is the most akin to those times where we were reporting here last June that I've seen since, certainly since this became an autonomous zone. It's certainly a larger camera presence out here. The media is back, which marks a change, right? Certainly the sense of a celebration of life today as this community prepares to honor the life and legacy of George Floyd.
Alex, I also want to go to something else the family just announced in terms of their push for change. They're talking about details now of the George Floyd Community Benevolence Fund. How are they hoping that this fund will help the Minneapolis community?
Well, Diane, you heard Kenneth talk about their push for change, and certainly that's happening at the federal level. But here's an opportunity that this family has targeted for them to make an impact, specifically in this Minneapolis community, specifically this area of 38th in Chicago. And so they're starting with this benevolence fund. It's about $500,000 that's going to be doled out into grants for organizations and businesses that they believe have been negatively impacted by systemic racism here in this community. And so, again, this is part of a local, a hyper-local push that's also been echoed at other levels of the state and national that we've seen. But this is how they want to impact this particular community. And
Alex, we know that the day is full of events to both commemorate what happened and also celebrate George Floyd's life. So what are we expecting both there in Minneapolis and across the country?
Well, Diane, I think one real powerful moment is you mentioned certainly the Floyd family meeting privately with President Biden. Well, right around that time or immediately after, the governor here, Governor Walz, has signed a proclamation urging residents in Minnesota and Minneapolis to observe 9 minutes and 29 seconds of silence, representing the 9 minutes and 29 seconds that Derek Chauvin knelt on George Floyd's neck. But hold on. Go. Down. Behind the engine block. Yep. Behind the engine block.
All right, we're going to check in with Alex in a bit. It sounds like there may be some trouble there in Minneapolis. We're going to check in with them. Obviously, we hope that they are safe. And I want to go back to Alex Prashay now at George Floyd Plaza. Alex, we were talking to you just a few minutes ago. You had to cut away. You had us all worried there. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened and more importantly, that you guys are okay?
Well, Diane, we are okay. The team got to safety, but I mean, you heard during that second question or third question that you were asking me, what sounded like initially maybe a cluster of fireworks, but you hear more and more of those pops, and you recognize it resembled gunfire. And so our security team evacuated us. We ducked behind a row of cars here in this church parking lot, and I can tell you that one of our security guards here mentioned that he'd seen gunfire maybe about a half block from our live location. But again, we mentioned how that this was the most akin to a return to life here that we saw last June when this was not an autonomous zone. But I will say that in talking with whether it be leaders at the church or leaders at some of the small businesses here, they have mentioned that, look, after the police and fire have been moved out of here, and after this became an autonomous zone, they've been dealing with issues like this. And when one of the challenges is when something happens, well, how do you get first responders in? How do you get medical aid in? And certainly, today, the anniversary, the 1 year after George Floyd's murder, with there being so much emphasis and concentration from from the outside on George Floyd Square, people coming here wanting to take part and be a part of this energy, that's definitely something that's going to be of concern going forward. I told you, they're setting up for a concert here in this church parking lot, which is maybe a block and a half away from where we believe this gunfire erupted. So this is going to be something that's going to be of concern as the day progresses.
All right, something to keep an eye on. Alex, you and your team, stay safe, please. Glad you guys are okay.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.